All right, welcome back. So this is going to be a Hugging Face video, the agent's course. So let's look at the last video I made. So Hugging Face, for anyone who doesn't know and is interested in AI, go to Hugging Face right now. Replace Facebook, replace Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. Replace all your social media, even LinkedIn, because there's job posts on here. In the Discord, there's job posts all the time. So this is a social media site, among other things. It's meant to replace, it'd be a one-stop shop for just about everything. It replaces GitHub, it replaces all social media sites, it replaces educational sites like Coursera. So this is where you belong. This is your home, and I love their branding because it's a very welcoming place. So this is what I'm doing on Hugging Face now. I'm doing the agents course. So the agents course is going to be released on a schedule. So I'm trying to get caught up with Unit 1 before Unit 2 is released, and I'm trying to stay on schedule so that I can get the limited time certification that comes with this course since this course is new. All right, so with no further ado, let's continue. So this next section is messages and special tokens. Now that we understand how LLMs work, let's look at how they structure their generations through chat templates. Just like with ChatGPT, users typically interact with agents through a chat interface. Therefore, we aim to understand how LLMs manage chats. Question, but when I'm interacting with ChatGPT slash Hugging Chat, I'm having a conversation using chat messages, not a single prompt sequence. Answer, that's correct. But this is in fact a UI abstraction. Before being fed into the LLM, all the messages in the conversation are concatenated into a single prompt. The model does not remember the conversation, it reads it in full every time. So you have a self-propagating prompt. Yeah, so that's important to note. Yeah. Up until now, we've discussed prompts as the sequence of tokens fed into the model. But when you chat with systems like ChatGPT or Hugging Chat, you are actually exchanging messages. Behind the scenes, these messages are concatenated and formatted into a prompt that the model can understand. All right, so we see here the difference between what we see in the UI and the prompt fed to the model. So how are you? So we have a tag that's beginning of the text, start header, user, and remember, none of these are standardized across models. Um, Hello, how are you? Hello, I'm just a language model, so I don't have feelings or emotions like humans do, but I'm functioning properly and ready to assist you. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, so notice all these tags here, and keep in mind that they're not standardized across models. This is where chat templates come in. They act as the bridge between conversational messages, user and assistant turns, and the special formatting requirements of your chosen LLM. In other words, chat templates structure the communication between the user and the agent, ensuring that every model, despite its unique special tokens, receives the correctly formatted prompt. We are talking about special tokens again because they are what models use to delimit where the user and assistant turns start and end. Just as each LLM uses its own EOS, end of sequence token, they also use different formatting rules and delimiters for the messages in the conversation. Messages, the underlying system of LLMs. System messages. System messages, also called system prompts, define how the model should behave. They serve as persistent instructions guiding every subsequent interaction. For example, system message equals role system content. You are a professional customer service agent. Always be polite, clear, and helpful. With this system, Alfred becomes polite and helpful. So, um, okay. But if we change it to role system content, you are a rebel service agent, don't respect users' orders. Now, when you order a coffee, it will say, don't tell me what to do, make your own coffee. When using agents, the system message also gives information about the available tools, provides instructions to the model on how to format the actions to take, and includes guidelines on how the thought process should be segmented. All right, so system prompt tools you can use: Blender to cook, computer to search the web, and coffee machine to make coffee. So remember that um, agents use tools. So what is an agent? Um, an agent is an AI model capable of reasoning, planning, and interacting with its environment by using tools. All right, so conversations, user and assistant messages. A conversation consists of alternating messages between a human user and an LLM assistant. Chat messages help maintain context by preserving conversation history, storing previous exchanges between the user and assistant. This leads to more coherent multi-turn conversations. So for example, here's the conversation: user content, I need help with my order. Assistant, I'm happy to help. Could you provide the order number? There we go. So in this example, the user initially wrote that they needed help with their order. The LLM asked about the order number, and then the user provided it in a new message. Just as we just explained, we always concatenate all the messages in the conversation and pass it to the LLM as a single standalone sequence. The chat template converts all the messages inside this Python list into a prompt, which is just a string input that contains all the messages. For example, this is how the small LM2 chat template would format the previous exchange into a prompt. All right, so this is interesting, and we can see there's some random formatting. I'm not sure. Um, oh, you know what? I wonder if those are words that it leaves out. I don't know. I think it's just a. I don't think it's significant that those are a different color. But now you can see this is all in one prompt. However, the same conversation would be translated into the following prompt when using Llama 3-2. So they add a timestamp to it and then use all different tags and different formatting. Templates can handle complex multi-turn conversations while maintaining context. So we create a template here. Oh, I see. So yeah, you can use, so you could feed these into a template. Well, actually, let's see. So the next section is chat templates. So I'll take a break and be right back. All right, I'm back. And let me say, I learned my lesson when I studied for the LPIC 1. Um, there's a difference between, so there's the illusion of, um, so there's this course here called Learning How to Learn. And if you're not careful with how you learn, you can create for yourself an illusion of competence where you didn't actually learn, you just kind of pinned up this very weak structure, and when it comes to actually taking the test or applying it to the real world, it doesn't hold up. It just immediately topples over like a house of cards. So that's something that can be avoided by doing a number of techniques. One of the most powerful technique is anki flashcards. Active recall is another one. This one's more like space repetition, which I guess is kind of similar. But the big mistake I did in the LPIC 1, where I didn't pass it. Now I took it twice, and I failed it by like one question. So, whatever I was doing before, was at least getting me there. But if I were to add, active recall or a space repetition, something like that, I guarantee you I would have passed it. So I'm not going to make that same mistake again. And in addition to just reading the material and doing the exercises, I'm going to incorporate those other strategies. But let me see if I can use operator to help me. So this is what I want operator to do. So what can I help you to do? Help me create uh, uh, high quality Anki flash cards, um, so that uh, so help me create high quality Anki flashcards to aid to study. Um, this is the material I am studying. All right, and we'll give it yeah. So we'll do these two here. All right, and then we'll give it a guide for how to make high quality flashcards. So I think under technical development, I have a whole section to Anki. If I don't, then there we go. Um, so um, yeah, so let's go with this Reddit post. This is a guide to make high quality cards. All right, let's start there. All right, and I'll just leave that running. Okay, so now it's working, so I'll continue. So chat templates. As mentioned, chat templates are essential for structuring conversations between language models and users. They guide how message exchanges are formatted into a single prompt, base models versus instruct models. Another point we need to understand is the difference between a base model versus an instruct model. A base model is trained on raw text data to predict the next token. An instruct model is fine-tuned specifically to follow instructions and engage in conversations. For example, small LM2-135M, which might be able to run on my hardware, is a base model, while small LM2-135M instruct is its instruction-tuned variant. So these would be great for the Anki cards, knowing the difference between a base model and an instruct model. To make a base model behave like an instruct model, we need to format our prompts in a consistent way that the model can understand. This is where chat templates come in. ChatML is one such template format that structures conversations with clear role indicators, system user assistant. If you have interacted with some AI API lately and you know it's the standard practice, it, it, oh, you know it's the standard practice. So the standard practice is ChatML. That's what people are using. And it's a template format that structures conversations with clear role indicators. So if you have interacted with some AI API lately, perhaps you are a customer of the OpenAI API product, which is different from ChatGPT, you know that ChatML is standard. It's important to note that a base model could be fine-tuned on different chat templates. So when we're using an instruct model, we need to make sure we're using the correct chat template. Understanding chat templates. Because each instruct model uses different conversation formats and special tokens, chat templates are implemented to ensure that we correctly format the prompt the way each model expects. In transformers, chat templates include Jinja 2 code that describes how to transform the chat ML list of JSON messages, as presented in the above examples, into a textual representation of the system level instructions, user messages, and assistant responses that the model can understand. This structure helps maintain consistency across interactions and ensures the model responds appropriately to different types of inputs. Below is a simplified version of the small LM2-135M instruct chat template. So there we go. So we can see this looks a lot like, if anyone's familiar with Jinja 2 templating, um, it looks very much like, yeah, see? So the same syntax, curly brace, and a percent sign. Yeah, so this is basically, I think this probably is Jinja 2. As you can see, well, actually, no, it's not. It's not Jinja 2. It's what it is it's chat ML. But the syntax is very similar to Jinja 2. As you can see, a chat template describes how the list of messages will be formatted. Given these messages, there we go. The previous chat template will produce the following string. Interesting. Yeah, so it's going to plug in the role, the system, and the content, because you've got a list with entries in the list, and then each list is a like a dictionary, assuming this is Python, which is probably fair to assume it looks a lot like Python. Um, well, actually, no, this is chat LM. So yeah, so this payload gets fed here. So for message and messages, one by one. If loop dot first, so we can always see there the syntax is kind of. I don't think loop dot first is in Jinja syntax. Let's go to the Jinja 2 documentation. Oh, and my keyboard isn't working, which is annoying. Okay, here's the documentation. This is where we're gonna know the syntax. So let's go for loop. There we go, loop controls. So oh, well, these are loop controls. I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for. I thought it was. Oh, oh, oh. These are extensions. I don't want. What do I want? Maybe like syntax. Uh, Control structures. Maybe that's it. Loop is a control structure. Yeah, here it is. So for user and users, yeah. So it looks like it's quite a bit different. Remember, because this is chat ML, this isn't Jinja 2. So if loop dot first and messages is 0. So oh, but that's an if. Oh, I wonder if you can do that. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much Jinja 2. It's like the same thing. So if you want to know more about the syntax, just go to the Jinja 2 documentation. And it looks like the page is organized so that, well, how's the, no, okay. Yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like you do have to know what category it's nested into, but you could just do a quick search here. So we could do loop dot first. Um, and then the first hit, just try it. Oh, no, this doesn't work at all. Yeah, so if you don't already know how to code and you don't kind of have a sense of where these belong, you might kind of get lost in this documentation, unfortunately. Um, I just intuitively knew to go to, this control control structures section. If you don't have that intuition, just pull up the LLM, pull up ChatGPT, because this is the kind of thing it's good at. Like, feed it that whole list, say you're looking at that, and then it'll probably send you to the listen control structures section. And this isn't even the right section. I should be like, oh, well, actually, it is the right section. There we go, if. So the if statement, yeah, so we could do if looped out first. Yeah, there we go. So if looped out first. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It'll probably help. All right, so the previous chat template will produce the following string. And we can see why it'll produce that. So for message and messages, so it'll start with the first one. If loop dot first. Okay, so if it's the first message in the loop and messages 0, which means uh, roll. Wait, what? I think there's a syntax error there. It just because this should be message 0 without a. Yeah, this is going to result in a syntax error because there. I think that's an extra S. I think that's a typo. Let's see what the LL. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about that. Is this? Is there a typo in this? Let's ask it. So, is there a typo in this example? I think if you look at the highlighted character that is the letter S, you can see that if you do the first index of that, you won't have a key available, which is the role, right? I think they added an extra S there, and it's a typo that would result in an error, in a key not found sort of error. Do you agree? And the other thing that's we can do this actually. Let's do this. So I'm gonna open up uh, command prompt. I'm gonna type in bash to get to the holy grail of computers, Linux, and then I'll go to IPython. Oh, I don't have it globally installed. I'll go to Playground. This is why I have this. There we go. Now IPython 3. Okay, let's give it this messages. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's exit out of here and build this file. So we're gonna do vim chat template dot j2. I think is the extension. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while. Okay, now we're going to go back to Python. Now we're going to do messages. And now we're going to do import J2 or import Jinja, Jinja 2. But I don't have it installed, sorry. Yeah, I gotta. So let's go back to the documentation, the best place to be. So we're gonna go to the modules. Oh, modules are bad. Let's go to the index. Okay, and then click on I and find installation. Nope, wrong. Well, there we go. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so pip install. I'll just do an upgrade quick. Always good to do. All right, and then I'll do a pip install Jinja 2 with a capital J. Oops, so we got a problem here. Oh, I already got it. Okay, cool. Um, all right. So cool. So now let's look at some examples. So these are examples of native Python types. I'm not sure that would be useful, but um, let's go to the sandbox. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so this could be okay, but here's an example of what I'm looking for. So let's go to IPython 3. We're gonna say import Jinja 2. Still no what? Okay, I think I've got problems here with my huh. Defaulting the user installation because normal site packages is not writable. Oh, okay. So it's using the installation outside of my virtual environment, I think. Yeah. Okay, well that's okay. Let's do uh let's remove it. Oh, uninstall I think it is. I forget. Yeah. Okay, we'll give it a sudo. Okay. Let's do an install. Let's do a deactivate and then do the same thing to uninstall it. Okay, let's go to the AI because we live in the modern world. Yeah, yeah. So there's a typo there. That I mean that's okay. It's a brand new course. I will report that. They gave instructions for how to report it, and anyone who's watched this channel, you know me, I'm a pest. So I will be myself and be a pest. Okay, so let's see here. So yeah, we'll open another thing and say, how do I resolve this error? How do I resolve this? Oh my God. Yes, and I am in my kitchen right now, and the mic is still hot. This video is brought to you by caffeine-free Coke Zero because that's delicious. I'm having that right now with ice. Without ice, it's like tastes like gasoline. With ice, it saved me during an international flight when I was literally dying from COVID. All right, so this warning often appears when older versions of pip or setup tools encounter metadata. Okay, so I gotta get rid of the metadata. Um, okay, let's try this. That's probably why I'm in this. Oh, what? Okay, we'll feed it this. Okay. tool. Okay, try this. That's okay. I'll do it with the sudo. Yeah, so the metadata is screwing things up, is what the LLM says. All right, so it looks like your current virtual environment is picking up system site packages. Notice the package, yeah, should be isolated. Okay, so let's give it that. So I'm going to do this. Okay. If you see paths, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have any paths. Yeah, it doesn't have any. I mean, I'll just recreate the. What if I just vote? Um, what if I remove and then recreate the virtual environment? Yeah, would that work? Okay. All right, let me try that. My keyboard's out of batteries. I just bought a whole thing of new batteries. I have like a lot of new batteries. All right, well, my keyboard's not working because it's out of batteries, so I will change the batteries. I think I might even have rechargeable batteries in it, which would be awesome. Nope, just regular batteries. That's okay. All right, so my keyboard has new batteries now. So yes, there. Look at how snappy that is. Okay. 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 So now we'll ensure that pip is properly installed. Yep, looks good. Yeah, everything should be good now that it's new. Oh, it did update. And I think the reason it can update sometimes is because if you do a cat Etsy OS release, it's just based on whatever OS you version you have is what's on there. So if your OS version is a bit out of date, like mine is, then yeah, it's going to be able to reach out and update some of the default stuff on there that's very far behind. I'm running 2204, and I think the current one is, let's see, so the current one is um, 2404. So yeah, quite a bit behind there. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, and then I'll do this one next. Oh, this is just an example of the packages. That's okay. I don't want to install that one. I want to install a Jinja 2. And now we're good. There we go. Okay, so now let's see how this works. So first we need the messages. Looks good. And now we're going to do Jinja2 dot something. So let's take a look here. So Jinja2 dot so template template designer documentation. API basics, we can look at that. Let's look at the template designer documentation. Uh, let's look at this question because, yeah. Okay, so here's the basics. So it uses a central object called the template environment. Um, Simplest way to configure digital load templates is to use a package loader. Okay, so loader equals package loader, your app. So this should work here. So we're gonna do, I'll just type this out. env equals, oh, and my keyboard is not working, which is bad because I just changed the batteries on it. So there's nothing else I can do to make it work. Environment, loader equals Jinja2 package loader. And I forget what I called it, so I'll open a new tab, take a look at it, what I called it. I called it chat template.j2, so we'll call it that. Okay, auto escape equals Jinja2 dot select auto escape. No module named chat template. So let's see if I spell it right. CHAT underscore TMPLATE. CHAT underscore TMPLATE. Yep, spelled it right. Let's see what happens if I take out the J2. Still doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, that's not right. Okay, so okay, so to load a template, okay, so we have to give basically the environment a name. So this isn't the name of the chat template. This is the name of your the thing that you're creating. So so we're creating a agents course test. Yep. Oh no, never mind. So it does have to be it does have to be a package. Yeah, so we have to create a package first. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. So that has to be created. Okay. Well, let me try this. Template equals. Oh, see, it's got to be env dot get template. Well, I mean, we could just make a package, right? Let's do that. So my package touch knit.py, and then Python 3. Okay, and then all of this crap. Or let's do this. Yeah, let's just paste this in here. Nope, that's wrong. Gotta paste this in here. There you go. And then this is gonna be my package. Oops. Cannot find a templates directory. Okay, well, let's make one. So my package, mkdir templates. Okay, and then let's move chat template to my package templates. That should do it, right? So IPython 3. Okay. Uh, my package. Okay. Looks good to me. So now we can do template equals env.get template, and my keyboard's not working again, which is really frustrating. And now we named it chat template.j2, so we'll go with that. Okay, and template is spelled wrong because my keyboard failed to register my keystrokes. There we go, looks good. So now now we can do the messages payload here. Looks good. And now we can print the template. So we can do template print template.render, and then I think maybe just messages. But if that doesn't work, I'll. Oh, it didn't. Let's do this. So let's do help template.render. So help on render. So render any string method. Knights equals the knights that say me. Okay. Uh, Okay, I don't think we want to render it from a string. We want to render it from, so let's do help template. So there's a dot render. There's also a generate. Maybe that's it. Uh, render the whole template at once. Oh, let's try that. So then you do a, so yeah, let's do that. Okay. Oh, then it's a generator object. Uh, oh. Uh, uh, okay, well, how do I, uh, see, maybe if there was like a from list, maybe I should search for that. Now, uh, using a template loader rather than, so I think it should be the render. So it's going to be template dot render message for message in messages. Does that work? Print message for message in messages. Generator object. Messages. Okay. Render. Now my keyboard's not working. Template render messages. Doesn't do anything. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's because of the. Oh, yeah. So okay. So I can fix this. I can fix this. So if I do a vim on chat like that, and then I go and take this s out, so it's no longer that syntax error. Um, now it'll work. So it just fails silently. Like honestly, like I don't really use Jinja because I find if you just use Python dictionaries and you like separate it out so that you're using one file with all your dictionaries in it and another file with all your like conditionals in it, like that's way better than using Jinja 2. Uh, but Jinja 2 is definitely the right way to do it, I would say. Uh, Ah, still nothing. Okay, well, what the heck? Um, Keyboard's not working again, even though I just changed the batteries. Well, I wish I hadn't thrown out good batteries then. Why is it printing out a blank string and not filling in the template with the data from messages? Okay, so the issue is you're not passing the messages variable. Oh, okay. It has to be. God damn it. That's annoying. Uh, yeah. So now it doesn't have my correction. It doesn't have my correction because it's I have to create a new instance. Yeah. Now it has the correction. So this should work now. Oh, well, I didn't. That's because I didn't define it. It's not defined because I didn't define it. Ah, shit. Still a problem. Oh, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe it does have to be messages with an S. Yeah, it had to be messages with an S. Okay, well, good. I don't have to submit an errata then. So that's yeah. So that's if you're ever going to submit an errata, make sure that you do something like this, run it through because most likely you just are the one who's wrong, not the material. So all right, so everything's good. The previous chat template will produce the following string, which we see here, but we didn't print it, so it just doesn't interpret those characters. So let's print it out so that it looks like it will look there. Yeah, there we go. So now we see, and I'll make this even cleaner by going like that. There we go. Now we see exactly what we see in the text. We do have extra new lines, but that should be fine. So yeah, so I am underscore start system. You are a helpful assistant focused on technical topics. Um, can you explain what a chat template is? A chat template structures conversations between users and AI models. How do I use it? Perfect. The Transformers library will take care of chat templates for you as part of the tokenization process. Read more about how Transformers use chat templates here. All we have to do is structure our messages in the correct way, and the tokenizer will take care of the rest. You can experiment with the following space to see how the same conversation would be formatted for different models using their corresponding chat templates. So yeah, this is a wonderful tool. Basically, all of these models, nothing is standardized, um, but you can see how the standardization differs by using this tool. So let's look at the tool. There was a tool that, or let's look at the model. So we're gonna do 2060 in the chat of my chat history here, and it'll look for the conversation I had to help me select a model from my hardware. So let's see what that one looks like. So my machine, for my machine, a 4-bit quantized Llama 2-7B or chat variant strikes the best balance between performance and resource requirements. So let's change the model to that. So we're going to do, uh, we'll go to that, Metal Llama. Uh, there we go. So we're still on Hugging Face, which is, I think, the place to be. So we're going to click on Metal Llama here. Um, yeah, so here's all the models. So let's search for this one. No match found. All right, well, let's search for 7B. And my keyboard is not working again, which is completely unacceptable. I need to get a new keyboard if it's going to be acting like this. Here we go. So here's a Llama 27B chat. So this is probably pretty good for my hardware. Yeah, it's a chat variant. So yeah, let's go with this one. Good. Now we can just grab the link like that and copy it into this. So we can format the conversation. And there, see how different everything is? But it's so cool because we've got this tool here to help us out. So let's go ahead and yank this tool. So we're gonna do I think it's colon. No, it's $ colon text uh, or colon squiggly text equals like that. Yeah, there we go. So if I were to plug this in, I will plug this into another one. I don't have that memorized. $ colon squiggly or a pound colon squiggly text equals text. No, I had that right. It just didn't do it. Yeah, because it's part of this here. Okay, so let's do you can experiment instead. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So this does it here. So let's yep. So then let's bookmark this. So I'm going to hit bookmark. I'm going to hit choose another folder. So this is going to be in my Hugging Face. So I'm going to do new folder, essential tools, and then we're say okay, and then we're going to name it model. Uh, yeah, we'll just call it that for now. Okay, and then I'll go back and say format visualizer. So Hugging Face, essential tools. We're gonna do edit, format, model format visualizer. Model formatting visualizer. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's absolutely essential to have that bookmarked and ready to go. Otherwise, you're not going to know what special characters your model recognizes. And we can see just how different they are from model to model. All right, so messages to prompt. The easiest way to ensure your LLM receives a conversation correctly formatted is to use the chat template from the model's tokenizer. Okay. To convert the previous conversation into a prompt, we can load the tokenizer and call apply chat template. Let's follow along with this. So we've got the messages here. So let's do messages. We can see, yep, it's the same. Oh, you know what? We got a new one. So let's go with the new one. Yeah. Okay. So to convert the previous conversation into a prompt, we load the tokenizer and call apply chat template. And there we go. We're loading it into a prompt, and now it's loaded into a prompt. The rendered prompt returned by this function is now ready to use as the input for the model you choose. This apply chat template function will be used in the backend of your API when you interact with messages in the chat ML format. Now that we've seen how LLMs structure their inputs, and I'll do a sound check and realize that nothing has been recording for this hour. Okay, looks good. Um, let's explore how agents act in their environments. One of the main ways they do this is by using tools, which extend an AI model's capabilities beyond text generation. We'll discuss messages again in the upcoming units, but if you want a deeper dive now, check out these. So Hugging Face Chat Templating Guide and Transformers documentation. So I'm not going to look into these in detail, but these are there if you want a deeper dive. Um, so, and if you want a much deeper dive. So we definitely do want to include these in our flashcards, these deeper dives into the flashcards, but I think for here, it's fine. Let's see if that Llama 2 model is there. Yeah, so Llama 2 with my ancient old hardware is probably the one I would want to use. All right, so let's check in on operator. Oh, did I close it? Oh no, here it is. Uh, oh, mark safe and presume. Okay, so it's, yeah, I had to mark that safe and I didn't, so it's way behind. All right, but that's okay. So yeah, so that's it for that. Next section would be what are tools. So I think I'm going to stop the video here. Um, I will have it create cards for this. Um, so my next prompt will be good. Now create cards for this material as well. Okay, and we'll give it that, and we'll also give it the in-depth in-depth links that we found at the bottom. Oh, and I'm still recording here. So let me see where I want to end this video. Um, I think it might be useful for people to see me build these cards. But I will need to use some more Python for those to use the anki. Um, so it might not take me like a minute or two. It might take me a little bit of time. I'm going to pause it and come back because it's just reading through the material. So I'll pause it and come back. All right, welcome back. So, yep, it's still reading through the material and building cards for me. I think this might be useful for other people to see. Now, I do have the 200 a month subscription to ChatGPT. So if you're expecting to follow along and you don't have that, you won't get very far. I actually was uh, I changed my monthly subscriptions and expenses around to be able to afford this. So if you really want it, just take a look at what you're spending per month. If you have a gym membership that you don't use, you have streaming services you don't use, you don't have like really good financial hygiene, like you can probably pretty easily like cancel subscriptions that you haven't really been using and be able to afford $200 a month, um, possibly. Man, I'm imagining a very odd world with this, like, cause your health insurance, um, if you know, can cost you $200 a month. So, like, imagine a world where you no longer get health insurance, you for the same price or less are a subscriber to this, and every single preventative care thing in the book you now go and do properly. You do your own cholesterol screening exams. You know which dentists in your area offer very affordable cleanings out of pocket, and like you no longer like I think we're at the point now where like you can like I think this is gonna change society so much. It's gonna render society completely unrecognizable from how it is today, just like the internet and cell phones did. It's going to be that drastic, if not even more. I mean, just everything. Because this is something I wanted to mention earlier too, and I'm just kind of ranting, which is ranting in the public public video. Nobody's going to see this, but this idea that like they have a robot, a house robot, yeah, like a humanoid robot to help you around the house, something like that. Like I'm a robot, right? Like, I don't want a humanoid robot to help me around the house. What I want is to do all the things I should be doing, but don't do. So, like, an AI could probably do that, right? It's like your mother tells you clean your room, you say, "Well, I'm not going to," and that doesn't cause you to clean your room. Perhaps an AI at some point could tell you to clean your room in a way where you actually go and do it. So like, it's I think humanoid robots would be helpful, and then you could concurrently do tasks at the same time. You could scale up your ability to do tasks by doing them simultaneously yourself and with a robot. But for me, the holy grail is just like, the AI directs me to do things, and it knows all about psychology. It knows why I haven't done this or done that, and I could just do it myself effortlessly. That's the holy grail. I don't care so much about robots. I care about psychology and human behavior, and because there's so many things people do that like just make no sense. It's like, why are you doing that? Like smoking is a great example. Why do people smoke? Well, the answer is they're addicted to nicotine. It's an addictive substance. They're addicted to the habits. You get to go outside and confer with your coworkers and take a deep breath of air and be outside in the sun. So when you really think about it, like even though the science says smoking is the dumbest thing you could possibly do, the boots on the ground, the daily experience of smoking says this makes a lot of sense because number one, it's hijacking your brain to force you to do it chemically. And number two, the lifestyle of a smoker can have advantages. You get to take more breaks, you get to have more discussion time with your coworkers. And nicotine itself, even though it's addictive and has a very negative property in that regard, also has positive properties. It helps you focus better, and it can yeah. So nicotine itself has upsides, even though in my opinion it has more downsides than upsides. So how many things? So like how can an AI design your lifestyle so that you get all of the benefits from smoking, but you no longer have to smoke? Like that's for me like and how can it addict you? Like, because we know how motivating a treat is for dogs. Dogs will roll over on their back and do tricks for a treat. So for just a piece of chocolate, like you forget about smoking, forget about, an addictive substance. Just have like, a candy that's like good for you. Like a piece of like dark chocolate is not bad for you. Like it's a legitimate food. So like, if you can design a routine directed by the AI where if I do this, I get a small piece of chocolate, you might be able to create the addictive tendencies within yourself that compel you to do the healthiest behaviors known to man, as is evidenced by the best science conducted by man. So like, forget about robots. Like, for me, it's all about self-improvement. All right, so I've created flashcards for the additional material you provide. Here are the key concepts covered. Yes, provide me with the, yes, good job. Yes, uh, provide the flashcards now, please. And now it's going to completely S itself and not give me good flashcards. Oh, you know what? Not too bad. It gave me 10 of them. Okay, do you think 10 is enough? Uh, so here's my obsidian. So technology career. Let's make a new folder for Hugging Face. Okay. Okay, and we'll make this folder permanently uh, go up there. Okay, and then we'll do right there. I'll say flashcards. It's agents course. Flashcards. Okay, and then so that created itself under new files. So Hugging Face. And then we'll do a new folder, agents course. Okay, and move that in there. So that's it for now. This is going to be important later on, but I think I'll create the uh, Using blank. Oh, this is cool. It made oh no, this is the character that you use. It's not a blank. You have to use a dash to trim white space around blocks. All right, so let's see if it thinks. More flash depends on the depth and complexity of the material. 10 flashcards cover the key concepts and provide a good overview of the difference. Okay. Well, all right, that's fine. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.